Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or if you're new around this neck of the woods, my name is Melissa, welcome. Just hit subscribe just now, it's free, just do it honestly. Today, as you can see, it's another video of my swatch series. I did a blue one, I'll link it up here, it was a lot of fun. I swatched a lot of pretty blue things, and today I'm going to do the same for purples and pinks. And I deliberately did my makeup like purple and pink so that it would fit in with the theme. I didn't film it though, if anyone's wondering. We're just going to dive right in to a swatch party, and if you like purple and pink things, you might just enjoy this. So without any further ado, without any further fanning around, let's jump into it. I'm definitely going to be talking about more liquid products in this one than my previous one, so I'll start off with the palettes, and we'll start off there. The first one is one of the shades from the ABH Amrezy palette. I've done a couple of videos on this. Gosh, mine looks destroyed. The shade that I absolutely love though from this palette is called Barb, and it's a very, very interesting pink. It's a really lovely one if you're doing like a cut crease or a spotlight. It's a very baby pink, but it has complete reflex of like lime green in it, and I think that's why I love it so much. It's definitely like one of my favourite metallics that ABH has done. It's a really good quality one. I'm sure a lot of you will have this palette. It's just a very, very pretty shade. It's a little bit chunky. It looks really nice on the inner corner as well. It's a very pretty shade. I actually do recommend this palette. I think it's really nice. I need to do another look with it actually. The next one's an old fave, and it's a much darker kind of pinky purple. This is my colour in Queen of Hearts. I love this palette. This is a really old favourite. The shade is Noble Woman. I spoke about colour drain in my blue video. The quality of their eyeshadows is nuts. This one is nuts. This whole palette is nuts, to be honest. Yeah, this shade here is very, very pretty. It's a very like deep kind of raspberry, metallic-y, pinky purple. I don't know, what shade would you call that? I call it like aubergine-ish. Very good quality, swatches really nicely, not that that's that important. Used wet, it's even nicer, but used dry, it's incredibly beautiful. I just don't think if you try colouring eyeshadows that you will be disappointed, and if you are, I would be quite shocked. And I think this is one of the prettiest shades in this palette, and it works really well with the rest of the shades in here as well. I also want to point out, like on my eyes, I used all of these palettes today. I was just playing. The next one is the one I use predominantly. It's my Huda Amethyst Obsessions. I really like this palette. I might even swatch like two of these because I can't really decide between this and this being my favourite in this palette. I did use a little bit of this one and this one and this dark one and this one today, but that's not important. These two metallics are really lovely, and I love these little mini Huda palettes. I find that they're a lot better value. Her large palettes are exorbitantly expensive. I do have them, I do love them, but these little palettes, if you want to try Huda for the first time, it's a good way to do it. I find her metallics are beautiful. Some of them are more kind of toppers than they are shadows. Use them wet again, even better. I've got most of these little mini palettes that she's done, and I love them quite a lot. Next one is from my love. This is my Jeffree Star Bloodlust, and the shade, I mean, I could swatch a few again, but I'm only going to swatch one because it's my true like favourite. It's this shade here called Pink Magic, and I feel like a swatch is not going to show you how beautiful this is. There's something about this shade that I feel is so much better in person, and when I've seen swatches of it, I'm like, it doesn't look like that incredible, but honestly, in person, it is the most gorgeous pink I've ever used. This shadow is one of the best quality metallics he's done. It's more, I would say, a topper than a like hugely pigmented shadow, but it is very pigmented. It does work very well. It's very beautiful, and I'm sure you agree looking at the swatch. And the last palette I'm going to talk about, it has to be my Morphe 39S Such Gem. There is a specific shade in here though. It's this second metallic in the middle, and the reason I love it so much is because when I tried to do a video comparing this to the Bloodlust, they're very different though. They're very different, but I noticed that that shade is very like that shade from the Jeffree Star palette that I adore, and swatching them hopefully side by side so you can see. This is one of the best quality palettes that Morphe's done, and I love all the pink and purple tones in here. There's really great mattes, but obviously like in this series I'm just swatching like pretty metallics because they're more exciting in my opinion. It's a really nice formula. It doesn't break up on my eyes, and I think if you like pinks and purples, you'd really like this palette. I think we should move on to like glitters and pigments and things. We've got a few. First one is easy, it's drugstore as well. It's the Barry M holographic eyeshadow topper. This one is in the shade Stardust number 4, and it is a purple to kind of green reflect. I spoke about the blue one in my video. I used the green one in another video. I use these all the time. They're cheap, they are cheerful, they don't crack on me. I can use like 2 layers and they still look absolutely fantastic. These are the best product that Barry M does by far. They do go on a little bit more sheer, but I always kind of build them up over eyeshadow and then they look spectacular. I think these products are excellent and I would love Barry M to bring out more. I just don't know if they're going to. This one is also really inexpensive and I had to bring it out because I was like swatching all my pretty purple and pink things. I was like, actually I need to use that more, and I kind of wish I'd used it today. It's my Lottie London eye foil. This one is in the shade Sellout and it is very similar to like the Stila Glitter and Glow formula. Got like a metallic purple base and then it's got glitter through it. I'll swatch my Stila next so you can kind of see them side by side, although the colours aren't an exact dupe. Again, these are really cheap and cheerful. They don't crack on me. They've got really pretty shades. In fact, there's a really pale blue one that I wish I'd swatched in my blue video. These are just lush, and I think if maybe you want something more glittery than the Barry M's, then these would really tickle your pickle like they tickle mine. And then I do have Stila next. I'll swatch this one first, which is in the shade Infinite. This is a little mini one. And then I thought I would swatch Queen as well, which is actually a highlighter. I wanted to swatch Sunset Cove, but it is completely dried out. Can you see how much is left in there? And it's completely dried up. Does anyone know how to bring back life to Stila Glitter and Glows? I'm scared of putting oil in it because I feel like that will just break it up and not in a good way. But anyway, a lot of you'll know that their glitter and glows are like my favourite thing in the world. I'll swatch the shade Infinite first, which is the purple, because it's most similar to that cheap Lottie London one. And then I'll swatch Queen, which like I said is actually a highlighter by Stila. It's what I'm wearing in the centre of my eyes today, but over another one that I didn't like, so you can't really see it properly. To me though, the big Queen one is just a glitter and glow in a much larger package, to be honest. You know me, I love my Stilas. I do have quite a big collection of them now and I'm quite proud of my collection. I tend to add to it a couple of times a year, maybe 2 or 3, 4 times a year when I'm feeling flash. I just love my Stilas quite a lot. We'll talk about something, no, I'll do this one next because the next one's really messy and it's actually our second last one. Our last one. This is my second last one. I try not to make these videos long because there's no point. They're just supposed to be like short and fun swatches, so I'm just, yeah. Anyway. Urban Decay Heavy Metal Liners. You know how much I love these. Distortion will be swatched in my green video, which I'm gonna have to do. This one is in shade Grind. This is like my baby pink one that I just adore. I'm not in focus, am I? And this other one is in Studio, and I thought I would swatch it just because it is a very, very pretty purple. I've actually not used it very much on my channel, but I have used it a couple of times and it's so pretty. So I thought I would swatch Grind first and then Studio. The Heavy Metal Liners are some of my favourite products. They are very expensive, like in my opinion, but they do last forever. Like I had my Distortion, which just ran out for like a year and a half, maybe 2 years before it ran out, so that's really not bad. They've got a really lovely fine brush on them, so you can get really, really precise work done if you want, or they're great like all over the lid. You can take the stopper out. I mean, even Urban Decay says to do that, and just pat it all over your lid. Do whatever you want. They're stunning. They are absolutely stunning. You know how I feel about them. And last up, I wanted to swatch this, and this is something that is quite messy, which is why I'm doing it last. So I'm going to use a glitter glue. This is the NYX glitter. This is in the shade, I think it's 03. I mean, it must be 03, right? Or MG, I don't know. Does it have a name? I think it does. Beauty Beam. Ha! Beauty Beam. This is a NYX glitter, and I think it is one of the most beautiful products in my whole collection, especially in like the pink purple category. If you love glitter, and I know a lot of you love glitter out there, a lot of you do, then you should probably pick this up. The glitters, I mean, I think NYX is quite expensive for drugstore, but a pot of glitter is going to last you forever. I mean, I've got a MAC pigment that I've had for like 7 years and it's nowhere near being finished, so these kind of things, they do last forever. This is such a gorgeous colour. It's like purpley pink with lots of silver reflects in it. I need to use this a bit more as well because it is really, really pretty. Just loose glitter I don't reach for as much just because it is quite messy, and probably messy when I'm swatching it, but yeah, that is my last one. there we have it, purples and pinks. Again, I've probably forgotten some really important ones and ones that I'll be like, oh, why didn't you swatch them? But that's just the way things are. I hope this video wasn't too long. It's not the intention, it's just supposed to be a little bit of fun. Yeah, I really hope you enjoyed it. Itching this ear again, I always do this when I'm filming. I will obviously do like green next, and then I thought like maybe duochromes, gold, silvers, that kind of thing. You can let me know what you want to see, and just let me know what you want to see on my channel in general. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. It really helps me out. Leave me a comment down below and subscribe. And on that note, I'm going to piss off, and I hope I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye!
Emptied out my soul. You've heard it all before. Honest, but I know. Left these years ago. I was young and almost still could fill the void. We don't need the past in our lives for tomorrow. Never see the end of the night filled with sorrow. What do we do to love? What do we do to love? What do we do to love? When everything's said and done. What do we do to love? What do we do to love? What do we do to love? When everything's said and done. What do we do to love? What do we do to love? What do we do to love?